Well, all right. Rock Me Baby by B.B. King. A great blues riff um, that everyone who plays blues on guitar should know eventually. But I'm just going to play through it and then we'll talk a little bit about it. Okay? So, Rock Me Baby. A one, two, three, four, one. Okay, so you should listen to the early B.B. King version of this and make sure that you're, with all of these songs, that you're familiar with them and have heard them a lot. So listen to it a lot. The riff is uh, very repetitious. We're doing the same riff over and over again, but it starts out with like we're in the key of C, and the 5 chord is G7. So it's this G7 where the third finger's at the 10th fret of the 5th string, second finger, fourth finger, first finger. And we're kind of, I'm using my thumb to mute the 6th string a little bit in case I accidentally hit it, and I'm just kind of, I'm letting them ring and then relaxing the pressure. And it's kind of a da 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 da, kind of you don't play on beat one, but it's one and two and three and four and it's kind of a swing count generally through the whole thing. Technically, it's a swing is like a sped up shuffle beat, but instead of counting 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, like 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, we counted 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So we're counting it as if we're playing straight eighth notes, but it's not straight, it's unequal. It's long, short, long, short, long, short, long. Okay, so and you're just relaxing the pressure, and then you have the riff, which starts with the third finger, and then you do a grace note hammer and skip a string and stretch your third finger a little bit to do a little vibrato. And what I do with picking, I'll go down, down, up, and you could do down on that last note, but it's light, so an upstroke I think is appropriate. So it's like down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, and it's counted. Technically, the way you want to count it is like 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. So you're tying that vibrato into the third beat and then hitting 4. Now, on vibrato, I don't want to get into the whole thing about vibrato too much with this one. because this vibrato is pretty easy. It's kind of a relaxed, slow, I'm sorry, lost my fret there. Relaxed, slow vibrato. But there are a few key things that you need to know. One thing, I'm rolling off the big knuckle of my forefinger. Even though I'm doing the vibrato with my third finger, my forefinger knuckle it's like I'm waving my hand like that. And sorry. And what I'm doing is I'm going one direction with the vibrato. I'm pulling and relaxing, pulling and relaxing. And I'm bending it ever so slightly when I pull. It's not like a half step or anything like that. It's much less than a half step. All you need to think about is trying to hear the pulse. It should sound like a pulse. Like, you might have to practice that, but kind of have the knuckle to smooth out the vibrato, and you want to do it mainly from the wrist. You know, they always say it's in the wrist. You know, and this is definitely the case with vibrato. So I'm just kind of pulling, relaxing, but I'm doing it in a regular, steady pulse. Okay? And my thumb is just sort of, I'm not grabbing the neck, I've got it kind of high. So what I'm doing is like if you think of the neck, we're cradling it in between the forefinger and the thumb. It's usually what I tell you not to do. You know, like beginner students always say keep the thumb flat behind the neck, and so your fingers can attack the strings and all that. But here we're breaking the rules. We're not really palming the neck, but we're putting it in that little crux between the thumb and the forefinger. And we're using the knuckle of the forefinger. Now when I do this vibrato, it's on the 11th fret. When I'm on the 1 chord, the tonic chord, C. But this is a B flat that I'm doing a vibrato on. So I don't want to get into all that. I'm getting too technical. But and that's the C. So it's a B flat to a C. And see how I'm just relaxed and tugging at it a little bit? And it doesn't have to be perfect. You know, it's blues. It doesn't have to be the same each time. But you want to try to get kind of a regular pulse. Now that a lot of people have trouble with that. You're hammering 1 to 2. I'd get 1 off immediately when you hammer and get it over to the first string. So that string skip is bad enough. Like if you went, but we're hammering, and that's kind of a blue note, or what I call a tendency tone. It's the minor to the major hammering. Again, the picking is down, down, up, down, up. Okay? And it's the same all the way through once you start the riff, you'll just go up to the 15th fret, and that's the 4 chord in the 12-bar blues. And you do that twice, and then you go back. So, you're doing it 4 times. Let's go back to after the G7 chord. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4. You're going to do it 4 times. in this position where we're third fingers on the 10th fret. And then up to the 15th fret. You might want to do it with me here. Don't try to do too fast a vibrato. Now we're at the 17th fret. We're just kind of walking through it. We do it once, and then the 15th fret once. And then we do the hammer thing twice in this measure. And 3 and 4. And so that last measure before the chords again is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And then the ending, this is going to be the trickiest part. You're going 1 and 2 and 3 and, sorry, 1 and 2 and 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4. But, or you could count it like the triplets, you could count 1 and 2 and let's do it that way. So it's, I was not sure the way I wanted to count that. So it's like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Now, when you do this lick, it's like a pentatonic scale, and then you hit a double stop but hammer. So you're hitting two strings, the third and the second string, hammering the second finger, and hold that second finger if you can. I'm not really pressing it though when I hit the bass. I'm hitting the bass note with my thumb. So it's the 8th fret with the thumb, and then you have a kind of a C6 chord, and it's fingers 3, 2, 4, and that same shape moves 2 frets, and it becomes a C9th chord. So it's a C6 chord to a C9th chord, and then I add the first finger to harmonize with that chord still ringing. Okay, it all seems very complicated, but on the chart, I do have kind of a written out chart with, and that's a common sliding kind of chord. You can, slide them around. But anyway, so the ending lick and chords go like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and like that. So that's the toughest part, and to be able to kind of hit that and then do a thumb note with the bass, and then so you really need the tab. If you can follow what I'm doing without the tablature, then you're doing great, But it's much better if you have the tablature and can read it that way. So I'll play it one more time, more up to speed. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and last lick will be very challenging if you're not used to that kind of thing. But enjoy this. If you like it, please press like and subscribe. Like my Facebook page, John Hedger Guitar Studio. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Okay, all right.